Bill, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. We're excited to have you in.
Oh, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. So I don't think a lot of people know a lot about the Sierra Foothills. I'm wondering if you could tell us a little about that, and then also what makes the wines from this area so special.
I think this is one of the most European-like appellations that is in California. And it's somewhat unknown because most of the attention in California goes to the coastal wine regions from Mendocino to Santa Barbara.
Right.
But we're actually inland from the Pacific Ocean, about 120 miles from San Francisco. And this is an 8-county appellation that runs 240 miles long and it's 40 miles wide. And the western boundary of this appellation is the 1,000-foot contour. And then 40 miles over, the eastern boundary is about the 4,000-foot contour, which happens to be the national forest boundary. So what makes it exciting for me and why I went to this area as a young Rhone producer is the soils there are largely granitic and volcanic, and it's high elevation, cool climate viticulture. So like the coast is cool close to the ocean, we're cool because of the mountains. And then at night during the growing season in the summer, we have a diurnal effect because the peaks 60 miles to the east of us, because we're only at the slope generally around 2,000 to 3,000 feet, the peaks above us are 11,000 feet. So when the hot air rises out of the Central Valley at the end of a warm day, all that cold air rushes down and it cools our vineyard 30 to 40 degrees at night. So it preserves the acidity in the grapes. So you have this great flavor that develops from the minerally rocky, invigorated soils. These aren't like soils you grow vegetables in. This is soils you want to grow flavorful grapes in. And you get great flavor, long growing season, because in the fall it cools off in the fall, so you get longer hang time, and then you preserve this natural acidity.
That is incredible.
It's an incredible area. It's fantastic. There's over 150 wineries in our area, but a lot of them are very small and they're not nationally distributed. So we happen to be one of those wineries that actually has an international reputation. We sell wine all over the world: Japan, Sweden, England, all over the United States and Canada. And I think it's a real special place.
It sounds like it. That's incredible. I have a follow-up question for you. You got my wheels turning, and it kind of takes me back to the point where there are a lot of Rhone varietals in this area: the Grenache, the Syrah, the Mourvedre. Is it those geological factors that make it possible for these varieties to succeed there, or what is it? Why are these varieties grown there so often?
I think it's a great match for those varieties because of the geology coupled with the climate. So budding out later in the spring and then finishing later in the fall, it's a whole different growth curve than you see in the more temperate areas along the coast. And one of the great things as a farmer that I like about growing grapes in this region is we farm organically, and the weather is much drier in the summer with lower humidity. So we have less mildew pressure in the grapes. So as an example, at my vineyard, with our current protocols in the vineyard, we haven't sprayed any of our vineyards in 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So minimal intervention in the vineyards, minimal intervention in the winery. And, you know, we've been able to dial this down to a real fine art.
I can tell. I really can. I have one last question for you. It's maybe the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite of your wines?
Well, I'm a Syrah guy and an Old Vine Zin guy. When I was a kid, I grew up, my parents loved Zinfandel, my dad loved Zinfandel, so that was kind of my first love in wine. But I think the most significant wine we make at Terre Rouge is Syrah. We make Syrahs that are delicious when they're young, but we make some Syrahs that are going to age for 40 or 50 years. So it is definitely, probably it should be the prominent grape in the Sierra Nevada. This is an area that's very much like the Northern Rhodes.
Wow, amazing. Bill, thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks for having me on your show.
Absolutely.